Morning all. I am V. Nandakumar, Assistant Professor of Geology, NG College, Nalgonda. Today's this video lesson for BSc Science students who are studying fifth semester. That is in that fifth semester. That is a specific elective subject. In specific elective subject, that is applied geology. In that topic is aquaculture and sericulture. In aquaculture and sericulture, today's topic is structure of silk glands and secretion of silk. So this is the structure of silk gland. We know that in this picture there are three main major parts are there. It is the anterior silk gland part and middle silk gland part. This is looks like a W letter and a posterior part of that silk gland. In that anterior part there is a spinneret is there and a flip gland is also there. This is the structure of silk gland which we can see in this picture. Silk gland. Newly hatched silkworm larvae grow very quickly, feeding slowly on mulberry leaves, and they become mature leaf larvae. After 20 to 23 days, they spin cocoon with the silk material from fully grown silk gland. The silk gland is the second largest organ in the silkworm body. This is a pair of tubular glands, 20 to 25 centimeters long, length and homologous gland. The silk gland is very greatly developed about 4 times the body length and folded enormously in hindgut. So it develops from the paired invagination of in labial segments. It occupies most ventrolateral side of the body. The importance of silkworm is largely become because of their valuable secretion of the silk is secreted by the silk glands. So silk glands are labial glands. Silk glands also homologous to salivary glands. Silkworm is secreted by a pair of labial glands known as silk glands. The silk gland lie ventrally to the alimentary canal. It fully grown larvae, these occupy most of the body cavity. The silk gland are tubular in shape with different diameters and different regions. It has three distinct regions. We know that posterior region, middle region, and anterior region. In silk gland, composed of a single layer of secretory cells bearing branched nuclei, internally lined by cuticle and externally by peritoneal membranes. So we can see in microscope, the silk gland structure is composed of a single layer secretory cells are there. In that secretory cells nuclei internally lined by cuticle and externally by peritoneal membrane. So these are the three parts of there in silk gland. That is posterior region, middle region, and posterior region having 500 cells, middle region having 300 cells, and anterior region 250 posterior region. It is a blend, highly folded tubular posterior region is there of both glands remaining attached to tracheal bushes of silkworm. So posterior region is a highly folded tubular posterior region that both glands are remain attached to the bushes of the silk. So we can see this is the posterior region of that region. It is highly folded in that region. Folded, that is a region of posterior region. It is attached to the tracheal bushes of silkworm. This part secretes fibrin as a fibrinogen, which converts to fibrin upon extrusion. This part secretes fibrin protein and P25 protein. So it can be posterior region. This posterior region is highly um, folded and secretes fibrin and P25 protein. Middle region. Middle region is the most prominent and widest part of the silk gland. It remains folded in a W-shaped structure and it has three limbs, posterior, middle and anterior limbs. So you can see in middle region of that silk gland, it is a W-shaped structure. It also has three limbs that are the posterior, middle, and anterior limbs. In middle region is again divided into three functionally different sections that are anterior, middle, and posterior regions are there. The beginning of middle region is narrow but wide. Suddenly, the middle part is widest and the end of the rest of part is narrow. The posterior arm secretes sersin 1. It gets surrounded by the sersin 2 secreted from the middle limb. This sersin again gets surrounded by sersin 3 secretes from the anterior limb. So the posterior part secretes sersin 1, middle part sersin 2, and anterior part is sersin 3. The middle region of the silk gland is also act as a reservoir of fibrin protein, where the later gets matured during the storage period. So this is the middle part. I mean, middle part it can be looks like W-shaped structure, and it has three limbs: posterior, middle, and anterior limbs are there. In that middle limb, it again divided into functionally different sections: anterior, middle, and posterior. The middle region is secretes sersin protein, that is in posterior arm secretes sersin 1 and middle arm secretes sersin and anterior limb is secretes sersin. So the middle region of silk gland is also act as a reservoir of fibrin, where the later gets mature during the storage period. Now we can see this structure of middle limb. This is looks like W shape, and it has three limbs are there: anterior, middle, and posterior limbs are there. This middle silk gland secretes sersin protein. This is anterior limb, posterior and middle limb is also sersin 1, 2, and 3 types of sersin protein. Anterior region. The thin and anterior region of silk gland has no secretory role and only transport the assembled silk into the spinneret. So this is the anterior part of that silk gland. This is the only it has no any type of secretion of that part. This is a very thin anterior region silk gland. It has also no secretory role and only transport the assembled skin to the spinnerets. So spinneret structure. We can know about spinneret structure. It is a projection of a median part of the labium, which draws the silk out from the fine filament. The secreted silk comes out as a thread or filamentous. This passes through the silk press, which resembles a typical salivary pump. The filaments coming out two sides are called brins. The two filaments coming out two sides are called brins. The sericine layer of the two brins have bind together into a single filament or wave. So this is the spinner's head structure. It is a projection of median part of the labia, which draws the silk out from the fine filaments. The in the sacred silk come thread or filamentous like the two filaments coming out of two sides are called brins. The sericine layer of the two brins then bind together into a single filament or braid. Histology of gland. Histologically, the entire gland has three layers: the outer tunica porpia, the middle glandular layer, and inner tunica intima. The outer tunica porpia with uniform thickness is there. In middle glandular layer with gland cells with increase in size during later install stages of larval development. The inner tunica intima, it has varying thickness. In the anterior region of the gland, this layer is very thick and it shed at each mold. In other region of silk gland, it is thin and it not shed at each mold. So this is the histology of silk gland. Phillips gland are Leynold glands. The head is a pair of glands is situated which open into the anterior part of the silk gland near the it opens into the spinneret. So this is the Phillips gland this is the attached to the spinneret. So it thought that these glands contribute to some waxy material to the silk thread or lubricate the passage of silk while coming out. And this is the working nature of flip glands are there. It lubricates the passage of silk while coming out or some waxy materials to the silk thread. Chemical composition of silk is the silk fiber consists of about 20% of sericin and about 80% of fibroin. Besides this, the silk fiber contains some other extract, alcohol extract and ash, but those are very small in amount, that is less than 1%. This is the silk secretion 60 to 75%, 70% fibrin, 20 to 25% are sericin. The fibrin is a tough and elastic and soluble, make the core of the filamentous and the form of brins. And this is the sericin. This is a gelatinous, hot water soluble protein holds the brins together. This is the brins and brins together. This is the fibrin is 60 to 70%. The weight of 90 meters of silk filament is called denier. The weight of 1 gram of 900 meters long silk filament is called denier. The size of normal cocoon is 1.18 to 3 deniers. A single cocoon weight is 1.8 to 2 grams and its shell is only 0.45 grams. About 2,500 cocoons yield 0.545 kilograms of silk. So this is the structure of silk gland. Silk proteins are like other proteins. Proteins are also polymer of amino acids. Silk proteins is compared of mainly two kinds of proteins, fibrin and sericin. The major component of silk thread is fibrin and it's also amino acid composition. A lot of biochemical studies have been done on the two kinds of silk protein. The sericin of this is fibrin threads are the proteins are there covering the sericin protein. The sericin is an antioxidant, moisturizer, nutrient, chemoprotective, and coagulant and UV protection. And fibrin characters are water absorbency, dying affinity, thermotolerance, and thin, long, light, and soft also there. Lecture is also there, and insulation properties also there. So these are the characters of the sericin and fibrin. Thank you.